3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. This is Bob the Beamer. Well, not that, that's a whole heap of mess. Underneath that whole heap of mess is Bob the Beamer.
Let's go, Bob, let's go.
Well, there sits Bob the Beamer. Now, over the last week, I've had a really good think. I've had a look around. I've come home every afternoon after work and I've had a good look and a sit and a think. And I've decided if I'm going to do the job, I may as well do it right. And inspired by Bad Obsession Motorsport and their Project Binky, trust me, if you haven't had a look at Bad Obsession Motorsport, check it out. Project Binky is absolutely worth having a look at. Those guys are absolute genius. But we're going to do the job right. Rather than just slap some paint on it, I'd like to get rid of all the rust. There's not a whole heap of rust in it, actually. I've taken bits of paint off here and there. There's quite a bit of rust in the floor, but I can buy panels from a place in Canada, oddly enough, that I can get panels, rails, and really not much else. There's not a lot of bits. As I've said before, I'm not an engineer. I don't particularly know how to weld, but I've been tinkering with cars for a very long time. Now, about 6 years ago, we crashed this car. I had a look at it then, and it was overwhelming. It was too much for me, but I think now that I can slow down and do little bits and pieces, I should be able to get this. So I've set some goals. I'll explain those in a minute. And what I'd like to do is really completely strip it. As you can see, the back axle, all that stuff's still there. The trim's still on it. Boot, one door's taken off, which is a little bit odd, and the front end is all but missing. Now, I had a look at the radiator support panel, so that needs to be replaced, and that's what made me think, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's get it done. Bob the Beamer. Here I am, stuck at the first hurdle. So under here is a very clever transaxle. The transaxle there, so the diff, the drive shaft, all the suspension, everything is just held on with a handful of nuts and bolts and Allen keys, bits and pieces like that. Now, so to get this transaxle out, you have to disconnect the brake lines there, brake lines up there, very nice. These are the handbrake cables here. The handbrake cables you need to undo, disconnect from in here. You need to get the hub off the drive shaft to unclip that, to pull that out, and that has rusted on there. So, and I don't have any of that spray, rusty, mucky stuff. So off to the shop and we'll get some spray, rusty, mucky off stuff. Ace, huh? Another thing I found while I was under here is when we hit the bank, that is from the bottom side of the passenger side, or the left-hand side rear quarter, and that light you can see up through there is daylight up through the boot. So this is all popped and rusted seams and all sorts of things in here. This is the bracket that holds exhaust pipe, also daylight there. Lots of bits and pieces have moved. Fell off my brick. It fell off my brick. It might be a good time now to explain how these goals came about. See, I was talking to my therapist and he said, yeah, well, what you need in this instance is schmat goals. Schmat goals. Goals that are schmat. Smart goals. Yeah, schmat goals. Like this. Schmat goals. But this is a motor car, Doc. There's nothing smart about working on a motor car. Yeah, schmat. Schmat. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. In a time frame. Set the time for the goal. Yeah, look at that. Smart. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Are you sure this is going to work? Oh, yeah. We have come to time now. You pay me money. I'm your friend for money. So, with these smart goals in mind, I decided to have a hunt around the internet because I haven't seen one of these cars on the road for a really long time. They first came out in 1974 and they were all over the place. And from time to time I see an E30 on the road, but the E21 I haven't seen for a long time. But on the internet, there's this really big online community, people restoring them and racing them. There are blogs and vlogs, whatever a vlog is. And people really love these little cars. There's online forums, there's spare parts you can buy. So I decided to have a look around at particularly the racing ones, and I found this little guy here. Now, this is the 2-litre one, the 4-cylinder 2-litre car, because the 2 litres really revved hard and they won a lot of races. Bob is the 323, which is the 6-cylinder 2.3 litre. Now, I know that's the wrong engine, but I reckon Bob can look like that. No, really, I do. No, I do. So we've set some goals. Here we go. That is what Bob's going to look like. Why not? I like the orange, I like Beamers, and I like Jägermeister. So there you go. That's Bob of the future.